Hey everyone, and welcome to English 270 or Literature for Children. My name is Amber, and I am excited to be your instructor and your guide this quarter for this course taught entirely online. This is my third year of teaching literature for children. It's one of my favorite parts of my job now, just something that has brought so much joy and life and love for learning back into my routine. I hope you will also find a way to make this a class that you can enjoy as well. And I hope that some of the ways I've set it up will facilitate you finding that takeaway for the course. Even if you only signed up for this class to meet a requirement, there's still a lot that you can take out of it, a lot of reflecting, intriguing learning, and practice that you can walk away with. One of the nice things about learning online is that you can adapt your learning schedule to your unique life, personality, and preferences. So figure out for you what works, where you like to get your things done, at what time of day. Keep your PJs on if that's what you need, or go find a cafe to work in. I was just reading an article that said there's some research showing it's actually ambient cafe noise that makes us most productive. But you all are different, so figure out what works for you. Reach out if you need some help from me, if this is your first online course, or just in general, if you want some advice or want someone to process with. My first bit of advice, though, without you asking, is from my own experience of transitioning from classroom learning to online learning. For me, what I learned over years of taking classes online was that the first thing I should do is walk into a course like I'm walking into a new home and get the lay of the land. So I'm going to give you a tour. Welcome to the homepage. That's probably where you are. There are lots of ways to get here in Canvas. You got a dashboard, maybe got a list of courses, and then you're on the left. But here you are inside of our class. And what you are looking at right now, this video, is inside of something called Padlet. Padlet is a place where I will go in every Monday between 9 and noon and make a weekly update, most often with a video and then some information below. So check Canvas Mondays between 9 and noon for a weekly recap. Maybe it's just some comments about last week, some advice for how to get into this next week. Maybe it's micro lectures or advice or whatever. But the idea is to create human connection and a pattern, and you guys doing more than just worksheets in an online class. I want you to really see that the class is alive and it's being adapted to the brand new humans you are entering the course this quarter. Below my videos, you will see just a little blurb, and then it will say, here's the workflow for this week, and it'll break down what's due this Tuesday, this Thursday, and this Sunday, providing links out to those very specific assignments. And the concept here again is routine. On Mondays between 9 and noon, hey, welcome, week 1, and here's what we've got going on. Below, things are due Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays by midnight-ish. And some of you might not want to wait every Monday to figure out what's coming for that week. So at the very bottom of this embedded Padlet, there's a link for you to access the entire quarter's workflows. And that's not a great idea for everyone, but you know you. If you want to preview where different books are going to be read, kind of which weeks are going to have maybe more interesting content for you or things that might be a little less interesting, then you can kind of map that out, look at how it fits with your other classes, maybe with some travel you're doing or something you've got going on at work or with your family, and you can keep your eye on the big picture while also just checking back every Monday for that very present and immediate picture. I'll talk more about our deadlines later as well, but a lot of the way the course is set up, those routines and rhythms are set there as an ideal. They're not going to work every time for every person, so I do try to be flexible. More on that later. Okay, underneath that weekly update in Padlet, you'll see a place where you can comment. Just remember that everyone can see that. So if you want to just comment to be social, great. And if you want to comment to ask a question, make sure it's a question that would benefit everyone. Otherwise, send me an email. There's an inbox, a little mail icon on the left-hand side of Canvas, or my email address is in the syllabus. And another thing about my Canvas course, my home that I'm giving you the tour of, if you will, is that I try to put things in multiple places because I know that we all access Canvas differently. So the weekly updates are on the home page. They're also put into the to-do calendar, so they'll pop up on your to-do list. If you're a student who likes to use the to-do list in Canvas, you can get to it there. And they are also in the modules page, which we'll talk about in a minute. That way, however you use Canvas, you're always going to bump into the weekly update. Click the heart on the weekly update, not to say, oh, I really liked your video, but to say, I'm here, I read it, I'm paying attention. That lets me know if we have some engagement out there. Okay, right underneath the homepage is modules, and that's where you will find, like I said, the quarterly workflow. You're also going to find a document that I will talk about more ongoing, tips and tricks for completing levels and quests and earning treasure. I know that was a lot of strange language, but it's basically tips and tricks for succeeding in the class, for learning, for earning the grade that you desire, etc. So you can check that out in the modules at any time. It's also linked in all kinds of assignments. And then the assignments themselves, which in this class are called levels or quests, those are listed in the order that they will be offered. Right now, you're going to be able to see almost half of the course's work, and I'm making additional updates and improvements to the rest, so those will appear as I get those revisions completed. Once again, that level of visibility is sort of up to you. Do you want to look ahead, or is that overwhelming? Everyone is so different, so I try to create a course where you can make those choices based on your own knowledge of yourself and how you work best. Oops, I thought I hit pause. All right, underneath modules is the course syllabus. I bet most of you have engaged with one of those. It's part of your week 1 assignment. Mine is slightly unique, maybe. It's a Google Doc where you can comment. So if you have a question about the syllabus, you can't raise your hand and ask, but you can highlight a section and hit the plus sign, type a little comment. It's visible to everyone, and I will try to address that. Below the syllabus is my Zoom room. That is your office space if you want to come in and meet with me during my office hours. I've learned that setting up exact office hours for a whole class is not the best way to serve the multitude of students and their schedules. So instead, I'm available most days of the week between 9 and 4. I just need that to be arranged ahead of time. So reach out, ask for a time. Even if it's an evening or a weekend, it's pretty rare that I can do that, but I hope you would still ask if it's something that you really need and you're worried about your success, or you really need that. Please ask. I'd rather you ask and I can explain that I can't do it than not ask at all. But yeah, set that up with me. We can connect in Zoom. I can sometimes connect in person on campus too if you're a student who's learning in the nearby proximity. And then below our Zoom room on the Canvas menu is the People tab. If you guys need to contact anyone else in the class for any reason, maybe you want to send a message just to let someone know that you really appreciated a vulnerable post that they made or something that they shared, and sometimes that's really encouraging. Use that respectfully and in a supportive manner, and it can be a great tool. There's also the library and tutoring. I don't think that very many students have utilized those resources for this course specifically, but why not? I'm sure that the tutors could be a great resource for you, or the library, if there's something you really want to dive deeper into. And then grades. And it will, this is the Canvas gradebook that you may have experienced in other classes, but I've made it special. So I'll give you more on that in a little bit. Right now, I just want to run down what the assignments are for this week. So due this Thursday around midnight-ish is your level 1 original post. Review the syllabus, make comments, ask questions if you have them. Take the required book survey. That is a check-in. That's your ability to say to me, oh, I don't have it yet. Please help if you need the help. So it's not a it's nothing where I'm checking on you for any other reason than to provide assistance if I can. And I will be giving you guys PDFs for the first couple of things to get us through. Also, you will post introductions. I have some instructions for that make it sort of unique to the Literature for Children course. So get in there, check out those instructions. Try not to think too much about the fact that the word English is in the course title. I really just want you guys to write without having to spend too much time focusing on your correctness and whatnot. Just get your points out, get your ideas out, and we can talk about correctness later if we need to. But really, just share what you have to say. Make yourself known in the space and then get to know each other in return. So that's what's due on Sunday of this week, is replying to each other, building some bonds, making connections, affirming each other, establishing the tone that you want for the group that we are. You'll see as we go that there's a lot of interacting with each other. And that's because with a class like this, if I just teach it and I'm the only one talking every single quarter over and over and over, we're missing out on a great opportunity for all of you to contribute as well. It's amazing how every quarter that I have taught this class thus far has been so unique. And it's because there's so much room for you guys if you're willing to put your voice in, your perspective, your lens, your taste for literature, your distaste for literature, your unique backgrounds and the ways that you interpret literature, all of that. So please just create as meaningfully as you can a place where we're respecting one another, where we feel like we can be brave and share our original ideas, and a place where we are all taking on some element of the teaching and contributing. And our textbooks will do that as well. And then the only other thing besides that introduction post and then the reply on Sunday is by Sunday you're going to start the level 2 discussion, which is the survey of literary history. And it sounds dry, but it is a shockingly interesting element of the course. And I love how every quarter I've taught it, it's like students recall it at the very end of the course saying, that was unexpected. I had never stopped to think about those things. Very intriguing. And okay, I'm reading off of a screen, but there's a lot to tell you guys in this first week. I said earlier that I'm flexible, so deadlines will say by midnight. The real behind that is that as long as something's there by the time I log in, I don't check timestamps. So I'm not sure what exact time I will get to it, but midnight's a good idea to call it, to just be done, go to sleep. Or if you need to stay up, that's fine. And then if something is missing or late, I'm pretty flexible. So I know, like I said, you guys all have unique lives, things come up. It's 10 or 11 weeks, things will definitely come up. So as long as you have a plan for how you want to get back on track, try to send me an email and just say, hey, this thing is not going to come in tomorrow. I'm okay. This is what my plan is to catch up. You don't have to give me your doctor's notes. You don't have to provide photo evidence. You don't have to provide excuses or apologies or anything like that. You are a grown-up in a college course, and you have dignity as a human being, and I respect you. So the only thing that I would like from you is a plan, because then it tells me, I don't have to worry. I don't need to be checking in and seeing if there's more that I could provide unless you ask for that. And then I can just give you space to figure that out. I want to be your partner in learning. So if you give me that plan, I'll just kind of work with you and watch for your work after that and try to get you caught up and get everything assessed in time. And now, grades. Like I said, my grade book is a little bit funky. It's called gamified in some circles. So the game, you take on these different levels and quests and you try to accomplish them or just complete them. There are no points or percentages or anything like that. It's just all about how many levels can you complete, how many quests can you complete, and are you earning any treasure along the way? There's a rubric that explains how to complete and how to earn treasure. Like I said, it's the tips and tricks for completing levels and quests document. You'll see it linked throughout. So maybe print that out, bookmark it, whatever. All of my comments and feedback run through what is shared there. And then you'll see in the syllabus that I tally up. If you complete 3 levels and 3 quests, here's the grade that you can unlock at the end of the quarter. If you complete 5 levels and 4 quests and earn 5 pieces of treasure, here's the grade that you can unlock. And the idea here for you guys as you're getting started is try not to pay too much attention to it. Just pay attention to whether or not you're earning a complete for your quests and levels. And then once we get a few levels in, if you're missing something, then obviously you're not going to be eligible for unlocking an A. And I'll start to update you guys if we get to the place where you're no longer eligible for a passing grade. But typically mid-quarter, a little bit after that, I'm able to email the group and say, hey, you're guaranteed a C. Here's what you need to do to earn a B or an A. Or, hey, I'm worried about you. You're not on track to earn a C. Would you like to withdraw? Do you want to meet to come up with a plan for how you could get back to the C or something else? And it's really customizable based on what you want your goals to be. There's very little times when I need to just shut it down and say, nope, that's not possible. So communicate with me. Obviously, like I said, stuff comes up. And if you have a rocky week or two, I think that's redeemable in a class like this. And I just want to be able to communicate with you guys about it. What else? Don't stress too much. Try to enjoy the learning. Try to get something out of the class. Try to tailor it to you. And ask questions as we go. But I've already talked too much. This video is always a little bit too long. And I'm going to be done now and wish you guys a really great quarter. I will see you in the discussion boards very soon. And during week 2, my welcome video, I'll clarify some of this stuff as I get some emails or as I see that it might be more helpful to you. Okay, talk with you guys soon.